What's up, Stay in Lane? He's alive. You hear us back here?
You need this?
You ain't tell us our mics was hot. They was hot. Huh? Oh, you listening on the radio too? Okay.
She can't hear that on the radio.
You need this?
She listening to us on the radio. She was waiting on us to be on Facebook.
She can't hear us.
She can. She's put he's alive. As soon as I logged in and said he's alive.
Mom said she can't hear us talking.
Oh, that's why I asked. I thought she did. Because sometimes Adam will have the mics on so we could.
Like, only on Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
So if you do that any day and don't tell us.
Right, I'm like, please let us know.
He's the one that told me on Thursday.
Right, but you still alert us, you know, that the mics are hot.
Your barber.
What is that?
We ain't never gonna have to go back to the barber to do that.
Akima Frazier, hello, good morning. Wait, that's Zoe. Oh. I'm like, who the heck
you
is
see
that?
those pictures of Zoe?
No, high
so
school.
Pretty, yeah.
All right.
What's your song?
Yeah, I'm about to say this Jarrell's song.
He like, he's playing a drum.
That's why he like 5 minutes. Come on, let's get ready to go. We
it's
like
the
Friday.
whole like drum roll.
Makes me want to wave my hands.
Y'all see those stats?
What stats?
I didn't send them to you.
I did see them. All right, you ready?
I never heard that. Tammy Mira. I was getting through it. Hey, this man, what?
He's alive, and I know it. He's in my hands, my feet. And guess what? If you're listening to the sound of my voice, that means you're alive, and that's a reason to say thank you. With about 166,000 people not making it each day around the world, we're blessed to be on the wake-up list. Sometimes we get caught up in what's going wrong, but let's take a moment to be thankful for the gift of life. No requests, no complaints, just pure gratitude for another day to dream, to achieve, and to love. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. And I'm always proud to be posted with the electrifying, the alluring, the intelligent, the amazing, the beautiful.
Yes. You know what? You said a word right there. And I'm not talking about all those truths that you said about me. I'm talking about the fact that we have to really embrace the fact that we woke up today. One of my friends, Buster Bynum, he didn't make the list.
Oh, today. Sorry to hear.
Yes, but you know what? He lived a great life. And every day, you talking about positivity, that's what he oozed, that's what he was about. So I know that the pearly gates opened up wide for him, and we are definitely praying for his family. But let's keep it on a light note. Y'all, it's your girl, Tamara Fair on the air, and I am so excited because, number one, what Marcel said, I want to echo that sentiment. And in the midst of your complaints, I want you to find something that you can praise and praise God that you have that list. And then the other reason that I'm so excited is coming off of a long weekend. I had a great time. I slept most of the weekend.
That's good. Yes. You got some rest?
Got some rest, and I started exercising.
I worked the heck out of my HVAC system, I'll tell you that much. It has been cold.
Well, you know what I said before we left for break, that I was definitely had some resolutions, and one was going to the gym, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I went to the gym. I canceled my membership. And I'm off to a running start in 2024.
Well, you know what? The Bible teaches us to speak those things as though they were. And, you know, I was joking about I'm going to lose weight this year, but I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm going to take the shot and stick it in my leg. But and you know what? Why did I get reached out to by a medical company office asking me to take the shot as an influencer and document my journey?
Was it actually Ozempic?
It's not. It's Manjaro. Ah, so I said, well, but I talked all that talk. I told him no, thank you.
Yeah, oh
I'm
no, you
scared.
like taking shots.
I'm
You
scared.
encourage people to take shots.
Listen, after
You
that
need to.
COVID shot, I'm cool on the shots right now.
No, you want people to take shots, man. I'm not taking Ozempic, Olympic, nothing. I'm not doing
But
none of that.
I've seen some people that are doing very good with it, but Action Jackson is a little worried, and I have two small babies at home to live long for, so I don't need to be taking something that don't allow that to happen. So
Well, I
I got to
agree
do it
with
the
you
old
on that.
fashioned way.
I totally agree with you. Remember, I said I was not taking the boosters, and
You didn't even take the regular one.
no,
So you didn't do the shot or the booster.
no, I'm not taking no shots.
Well, I'm boosted.
What I will do is I'll go to that clinic and get an IV and a drip.
Speaking of IV, I just was talking to somebody about going to get IV therapy because they said they felt a little dehydrated and tired. But yesterday was King Day, and of course, I know all the believers tuned in to the show. We had a great MLK Day show on yesterday. But if you were like me and didn't go out to a lot of events, you might have missed some stuff. But I want to shout out Deborah Vines, who was the keynote speaker at the Hillside MLK Breakfast.
Nice.
It's for the entire Proviso Township. There were thousands of people, I'm sure, in the room. And I got a snippet of her speech. Her speech was titled Faith of a Mustard Seed.
There you go.
And you know what? That's the type of faith we got to have in 2024. And believers, we know that you got the faith because you tuned in to the Brunch Bunch. And we got so much for you today. It is Tuesday. What does that mean?
It's community chatter with Win-Win Communications. None other than the queen herself, Winona Redmond, will be in the building shortly.
I know she's going to talk about the great MLK breakfast that Push had on yesterday. So listen, believers, call your friends, your frenemies, your family, all that.
Yeah, that's the word.
Is that a friend?
Friends that you made family. That's family.
Family. All right. See, look. Okay. I'm telling to tune into the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Hey, it's your main man, Action Jackson, and the business spotlight of the week is you. That's right. I'm talking about you. Are you an entrepreneur, a business owner, an author?
I know she is sick about leaving that on the train.
I bet I would be. I hope they returned it. I wouldn't have been bad. I wouldn't have been. Akima said, hi, Justice. I mean, Lord, Akima. When did you change your name? You Muslim now? Zoe said, hey, Justice and Adam. Hey, Tamara.
I was going to say, what about
She said yours first. It's all the way up here.
So you didn't say that?
I had to scroll up. That was the thing I see.
Hey, Zoe,
she told me don't do the shot.
Don't do the shot. That's right, Zoe.
Hey, there she is.
What's going on? Happy New Year to you, too.
Happy New Year. Didn't you see her this year? Didn't you see Winona this year already? Where you been at? Oh, you didn't come last week.
Where I been at?
You were in Jamaica getting our business ready. I got it.
Make your next move with confidence. Call us at area code 773.
I ain't mad at her. Where's she going?
0906. And let Ellen know to open the doors to your sparkling dreams. 773 0906. Ellen is development where your property journey begins.
They both coming. Hey, believers, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Are you searching for a life-changing word? Look no further than Corby Bush Ministries. Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that's where he shines.
Network. Oh, he did very good. He came up with it, and I got to hear it this morning.
Oh, did you? Did it come out good?
Transform your life. Corby Bush Ministries is dedicated to spreading the teachings of love, faith, and empowerment. Give him a call, 214-371-8768 to connect directly with their ministry. And don't forget to follow Bishop on Facebook. Did you ever record your Buddy Bear commercial? For daily inspiration and updates. Don't forget, tune in this Saturday at 6 p.m. Dang, sent you one. Zoe said her father was Muslim. See, I knew I was on the come. I saw you shrug your eyes when I asked. Got you covered. Specializing in home rehabs, expert flood restoration, and vibrant payment services. They're the local pros turning houses into dream homes. Their dedicated team is committed to quality, serving our Chicago community with the respect and excellence it deserves. For a home that stands out,
Call them at 708-623-4814.
What day is it? 16 days I've been fasting.
I need a pen. That pen don't open.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Now, every year, well, you know what? Sometimes every week, things happen that surprise me, shock me, put me in a state of I can't speak for a second because you know me, I can talk when I can't breathe. But what has shocked me for 2024 is that Trump won the Iowa caucus.
I don't know
in
why.
a crucial victory at the outset of the Republican presidential campaign. And let me tell you why it shocked me. Because now I want you guys to close your eyes for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Remember January the 6th, whatever year that was, with the insurrection. Those thugs took the Capitol building over, and 4 people lost their lives, right? It has been not only rumored, but actually confirmed that Trump was the catalyst that actually kicked it off. Now, if that had been a black man, keep your eyes closed,
Mm-hmm.
and he ran for president, what do you think would have happened? Now, open up your eyes because it's too graphic for you to see, even in your own eyes. But Donald Trump won the Iowa caucus Monday in a crucial victory at the outset of the Republican primary that reinforces the former president's bond with his party voters, even as he faces extraordinary legal challenges that could complicate his bid to return to the White House. Now, earlier late last year, we talked about how Colorado had taken him off the ballot. And of course, that is a situation that is still up for debate and clarifying its constitutionality, right? However, we thought, not we, but a lot of Americans thought that would have kicked off the other states doing exactly what Colorado did. To the contrary, the magnitude of Trump's success is still coming into focus, but the former president's supporters endured a historic and life-threatening cold snap to participate in caucus meetings that unfolded in schools, churches, community centers across the state. Well, the results are just the first in what will be a month-long effort for Trump to secure the GOP nomination a third consecutive time. But they send an unmistakable message to the Republican Party that the nomination is Trump's to lose and crystallize the challenge facing his GOP opponents. Well, you know, Ron DeSantis is also in the runnings. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of put Ron DeSantis into a mind spin. You know how you go into a tailspin if you want to plane? Well, it put him in a mind spin, and it's about to go down. So Trump's most prominent party rival is Ron DeSantis. And of course, they've been...
DeSantis. Dementos. DeSantis, tomato, whatever. So both of them are already pivoting their focus, with Haley poised to compete vigorously in the New Hampshire primary, where she hopes to be more successful with the state's independent voters heading into the January 23rd primary. And DeSantis, since you want to be so technical, meanwhile, is headed straight to South Carolina, a consecutive stronghold where on February the 24th, contest could prove pivotal before them going to New Hampshire. Well, you know, in every movie that you see where a president is running, they always talk about New Hampshire. I say this because a lot of people are not politically ensconced. They do not want to follow political parties. But I'm telling you now that you better follow this one, because this one right here, I know everybody says every time there's an election, this is life-changing. You're voting for democracy. The democracy is on the ballot. But this one, literally, democracy is on the ballot. And if you like the lifestyle that you're living now, or say you don't like the lifestyle that you're living now, but you're looking for someone who's a change agent, you better keep your finger and your eye on the pulse of what's going on with this presidential election, because it will definitely be game changing. Now, even if he goes to jail, y'all, he can still be declared the president. Now, here's where it gets tricky. If you in jail, how you gonna be president? Well, you know, back in the day, I don't know anything about this, but I know gang leaders used to run the gangs from in jail. So maybe that's
great analogy.
You know, I unfortunately, you know, that's the only thing I can think about.
Okay, and guess what? Oh, speaking of gangs, didn't they? No,
Listen, please.
let me not go there.
Well, I didn't think anything different. I knew that Trump was going to win the Iowa caucuses. I didn't know he was going to win by so much.
Well, other people are like literally criticizing the news because they called it so early, but then they explain why they called it so early because the mail-in votes had been counted, and the mail-in votes put him 90% already into the winning slot, and so they had every reason to call it.
Well, I did some research on the Iowa caucuses just to dive a little bit deeper. We all hear it and we know, but to really know. And so the Iowa caucuses, their election is a little bit differently. Everyone has to meet in one place at the same time, where they listen to a representative from the party at each polling location. So it's not like in Chicago where you can go today and vote or this morning. No, we all got to be there at the same time, and we got to listen to them advocate and campaign for the person, and then we vote together, which causes a long wait, a long time. So a lot of people don't really show up for the Iowa caucuses. So when they say 100% of the voters in, that's 100% of the people who voted in that room. But a lot of people don't show up, and they were afraid a lot of people weren't going to show up because of the weather. Now, in the last 3 elections, the Iowa caucuses have not chosen the correct Republican nominee. So we don't have anything to really worry about because they chose Romney, I can't think of the other 2 names, and none of them got the nomination to represent the Republican Party. So with that research, don't be afraid. Now they're looking at New Hampshire's caucuses, which the Democrats have foregone Iowa. They said, we're not going to worry about Iowa. We're going straight to New Hampshire. So we shall see.
Well,
I'm sounding real educated. I'm getting ready for the DNC.
You sound extremely educated, but I will say this, that I think that Hillary made a huge mistake with her run for president when she skipped some key states and said, okay, I think I got those in the bag. And it turned out that she didn't even have it on the conveyor belt before they put it in the bag. So you cannot, Democrats, if you are actually looking to become the next presidential candidate or the next Democratic whatever you call it,
nomination.
They got me on bluster, nominee. Then you don't want to miss any state because every state counts.
That's it.
And every vote counts. But you did sound extremely intelligent. But I'm going to encourage that intelligence across the listening base here on Inspiration 1390 because you're going to need it for this election.
You're going to need it. But you know what? This election is not like any other election. This election is big, and we need everybody in tune. It's Pastor Mike Jr., big, right here on the Brunch Bunch. Hello, welcome, Lisa. How you doing? Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Today is the heat wave. We got a whole 1 degree.
Oh, yeah.
We got a whole bunch of what?
We got a 1 degree.
Oh, yeah.
That's a heat wave.
Yeah.
I saw her on Founders Day yesterday. I love this sweater. I know you were that guy too. She was
No,
on
I was
Founders
in my
Day.
bed. I had my pink and green on my.
Well, I was all pink and green from here just so everybody talking about it all night.
I know that's
This
right.
is the only day you'll find me in pink and green from here to there.
All right.
If you decided that they do 2 days or 4 days, we ain't mad.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably not, but it's not as warm. But I was representing yesterday.
We could just use that one spot. But I can see that. Oh, okay. So she was at the big scholarship gala this Friday.
Nice.
And then they have the lottery ticket that went on sale January 1st.
Oh, yeah. I remember
The bingo.
Because
I like
anybody
bingo.
can play. Okay. Big Illinois lottery ticket, not here. So I can win if I bought it.
You can, because I used to work for the lottery and I couldn't win. That's the
No,
lottery
you don't
ticket.
see. I don't work for the lottery either. So I can win as well.
I couldn't win.
Yeah.
I like bingo. I've always played bingo.
This is huge, though.
It is.
It's huge.
And I would like to come back more than once to talk about it.
This is huge. I mean, this is monumental.
Yes, because people, and the other thing is that
And who's serving as oversight to make sure that these earmarked dollars are going to the UNCF? Because remember, said the lotto was going to education and it didn't. So
well, that's one of the reasons Senator Maddie Hunter sponsored this bill, and she would be glad to talk about this. She was really excited. This is, and I'll talk about this more. But we have been trying since 2017. UNCF had to go through all types of legal things, but in 2020, it was voted on and approved by the Senate, not the House. In 2021, the same thing. And it finally took us until last May for it to pass both houses. Because it wasn't just us, there was also the Green Fund for immigrants. So,
and you know what? Because that rolls through the legislation so fast, they had to do it. They had to. And now the immigrants, the first it was the dreamers, now it's the immigrants. We can't keep getting passed over like that. So I really applaud her and you all.
Actually, Senator Hunter really
I know. I don't know what you was doing.
She don't play no games though.
Well, when I told her,
30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay.
We doing a win-win intro?
Yeah, not now. This is what's going on.
Supposed to. But it just seems like that equity doesn't pass on to us when their bills get passed.
Oh, yeah. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Oh, yeah.
This is humongous.
Where's the action, Jackson?
I'll tell you what's going on.
Can I tell you something?
So what's going on is last night was the Primetime Emmy Awards. Now, this is something usually Tammy would talk about.
If Trump hadn't
entertainment.
won that, I would have talked about it because that's huge.
I think our stories kind of might have been swapped. Usually
Yes.
I'm talking about Trump. But I didn't watch the Emmys, but I watched the recaps. And there was some good moments. And award shows can be entertaining evening with fan favorites or a cringe fest of weird banter and unfunny jokes. Now, honestly, there's no in between. Now, there's some award shows that are too long and drawn out. But on Monday, last night, the 75th Primetime Emmy served as a celebration of TV's history with cast reunions and legends receiving their well-deserved flowers. Host Anthony Anderson made the show fun, but all the jokes weren't winners. To that end, let's talk about some of the best and worst moments of the Emmys. Now, overall, Anderson did what he was supposed to do as host. He kept the festivities moving at a good pace, acknowledged all the amazing Black winners, and had fun with old friends. However, that opening medley of famous TV songs, including Good Times, The Facts of Life, and Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight from Miami Vice, didn't have the bang you wanted from a big opening number. News has been reported. Now, Anthony's mom, Mama Doris, who was hilarious. Don't mess with Mama Doris. If your speech is a little too long or you get out of line, Mama Doris is handling it. There will be no slaps on her watch. She had a sign in the audience that she put up every time someone was going over. And they gave her a mic. So she told one actress, she said, baby, I love you, but you got to stop. You're going too long. And she kept saying, one more. Why I got one more thing? She said, no. You can see that the Emmys had the big screen saying, time is up. And so I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
You know, a Black mama telling you to wrap it up is always funny. Quinta Brunson won leading actress in a comedy series for Abbott Elementary, the first Black actress to do it since 1981. Quentin Brunson got emotional, stating that it was the Carol Burnett of that. It was, and I quote, the Carol Burnett of it all after the TV legend presented the category. Now, the last woman to win this was, of course, Weezy Jefferson from the Jeffersons, Isabel Sanford, which Jefferson is one of my favorite shows. They did a Martin reunion. You got to see Martin and Gina and Pam. They had Tommy's picture on the table. That was good. Marla Gibbs received her flowers. But Niecy Nash,
she killed it.
That speech was amazing.
It was.
She won finally. She has been nominated. She finally won. But Niecy Nash Betts, once again, honored for her extraordinary performance in Dahmer, the television Jeffrey Dahmer story. In her speech, she thanked the most important person in her journey. Herself.
Yes.
It was a powerful sermon celebrating Black women and we felt every single moment of it. So I'm going to stop there in this segment because I want to focus on the person she gave the most honor to, and that is herself. We live in a society where people are telling us not to encourage ourselves, not to talk about ourselves. You big-headed if you acknowledge yourself.
Not to believe in yourself.
Not to believe in yourself. No, listen. You are your number one fan, your biggest supporter, your number one motivator, the number one person that you tear yourself down. So, of course, honor yourself, believers, in all that you do. And I'm going to tell you, like I told some of my young people, if you wait on somebody else to do it, it may never happen. So, as the Bible teaches us, encourage yourself. So, shout out to everybody at the Emmy Awards who won an award. Speaking of awards, we're talking about some great awards coming up this year. You know, Winona is coming up next with Community Chatter, and she has her finger on the pulse of all of the greatest events. And I'm pleased to announce right here on the Brunch Bunch, and I sure thanks to Winona, I'm sure I got an email last week. And they said, now, here's the joke. They said, did you miss our last email? Because I'm bad at responding to emails, too, I guess.
No, you?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have been asked to host the 2024 Chicago Defender Women of Excellence Awards alongside Samantha Chapman from ABC 7 News.
This is awesome.
And when I got the email, it opened up as a premier radio personality on the Brunch Budget. It was just, I said, wait a minute, let me read that again. And it was so dope. So
that's excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out
You all
to
will do well.
Diana Knight Lewis, the publisher of Chicago Defender. And shout out and thank you to Winona, who nominated me last year for the Men of Excellence Award. And so it's come full circle this year. I will be hosting the Women of Excellence Award. So I'm excited about that. So believers, listen, get your pen, get your paper, get your notepad, because we're not just talking about the Emmys or the Women of Excellence Awards. We got some other ways that you can get involved. We got some events coming up. And listen, the event we're talking about is the event of the year in Chicago. So don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390.
That's excellent.
Thank you, Tamara Bell on the air. And thank you, Winona.
You're welcome. Diana was with us yesterday.
What was she? Oh, I saw the picture. I started to text you, like, Winona, do you have an extra ticket? Then I said, I know. Then I said, it's cold. I'm going to stay.
Not most. There was a great crowd. I was actually surprised to see so many people out. But I had gotten texts from at least 20 people saying, stop, it's cold.
Yeah.
But it was still.
It was packed.
It was a testament to Reverend Jackson.
Yeah.
Because they were there.
Yeah. I saw your pictures, I believe, and a few other people this morning was posting. And I said, because my first line was like, I feel bad because I hope the people show up for Reverend in this event. And when I saw the pictures, I'm like, these people. I said, in this cold weather, they came. But you said it right, Lee. That's a testament to Reverend Jackson. Because you got to be a Reverend Jackson to get people to come out in negative 10 degree weather.
I don't know. Because I came to your Christmas with Santa.
But it wasn't that cold.
It wasn't that cold, but it was packed to the rafters.
I probably would have been nervous wreck if it was negative 10 on purpose with Santa.
Oh, I just did not. I knew some people, and you know, it's just the weather, and it is very dangerous.
Yeah.
On top of that, I mean, even trying to get there was spin outs, you know, like people driving too fast in this black ice. So it's just, you know, gotta be careful.
You can cut this and do drop. We'll break it up for commercial. Let's come on. Yeah, go ahead with commercial.
Hey guys, it's
Zoe. Thank you.
From the Brunch
Look at that
Bunch.
little.
Now your home is not
I was
just
thinking about getting like that little side part for Black History Month.
At Secure Home and Automation, they understand what it means to protect these memories. As a great authorized dealer,
So
they stand
listen,
guard over
after
a
these
million
commercials,
homes
just do a
and
drop
businesses,
so
ensuring safety
Tammy can do the
24/7,
live commercial.
365
And then after that commercial, and do the win-win drop. And get a video, guys, of the win-win drop.
Fire, carbon monoxide, and medical emergencies. They will fulfill and even exceed all industry standards.
How many locations do they
Secure
have?
Home and Automation.
They had over
have the power
15.
to customize your
I want you to
security
give me
solution.
The
Round the
exact
clock
amount.
peace of mind sounds good to me. Isn't that
You
priceless?
should have kept that paper
So
you
let
wrote them
secure
out
home and
of.
automation
Type
be
them
a
out
part of your
this time.
story, a part of your legacy.
And
We're
if they don't give
safeguarding
y'all a
your home
commercial,
and preserving your
have
So go ahead and call
notes and type you up a commercial and send it to them. Send them 3 variations. So you could just record it.
Exactly.
Call today and
Do that
make
today.
a wise
Okay.
choice to secure your
Adam.
tomorrow.
15
Secure
locations.
Home and Automation.
Yes.
You've heard the name.
Tell
Now
them when, how
experience
many
the promise
seconds,
of
Jarrell?
ultimate safety that they
30.
bring to your home. Call Stacy Chauncey at
What's the next commercial?
866-447-3344. Stacy Chauncey, 866-447-3344. Hey Chicago, it's your girl Marissa the Star Realtor, and I'm here with Allison Jordan. I'm here with the 850 family, and we're here to talk about a bomb event called Let's Talk Credit, and it's going to be hosted by my girlfriend Nene Leaks on January 26th at Chemistry Chicago, 5121 South Harper. When is it going to be? What time, sister girl? It is going to be January 26th from 12 to 4 p.m. So y'all got to get y'all tickets, and you get your tickets at letstalkcreditchicago.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by the 850 family, Marissa Alexander, the Star Realtor, Uncle Remus Chicken, El Nacimiento Tequila, The Brain Trooper Allison Jordan, Amazing Labs 2.0, Eric Nance, Mortgage Lender Nina Gonzalez, Attorney Marcus Gray, Brown Sugar Bakery, Calhoun Inspection Services, Deborah Vines of The Answer Inc., and Dr. Julian Wright. Dreaming of a new home or selling at a great price?
They doing a credit empowerment workshop with Nene Leaks. I don't know that commercial. I wish, and I'm saying it live. I keep telling them we need to cut all the sponsors. That's just. You ready? What you doing?
And step into your property dreams with LNS Development. Area code 773-616-0906. LNS Development, making property dreams a reality.
You're rocking with the brunch bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. And this your girl Tamara Fair on there. And I'm posted in the studio with your main man,
Action Jackson.
And you know, Chicago, the chill is real, y'all. And cold weather brings about dirty cars. And we want you to get your car clean. You got to be the one that stands out. And you know how you stand out? Buddy Bear Car Wash with over 15 locations across the city. Find you one near you. Of course, that's Buddy Bear Car Wash. You'll see the insignia. Buddy has a bear, and it should be your buddy. Cold air. Y'all tearing up stuff. So we're going to put it back together, though. And we're going to use Winona Redmond of Win Productions to put it back together.
Hi there, it's Winona Redmond, and it's time for Community Chatter brought to you by Win Communications.
All right, it's our favorite day of the week. Listen, that intro is bomb. And you know who else is bomb? That's none other than Winona Redmond of Win Communications. Each and every week, she brings us a new best friend, and sometimes she brings us back an old best friend, and she brings the news and the noise. Winona, welcome. It's Tuesday.
I'm so excited. You know, we had book ending, and thank you for blowing my head up. You know, when I graduated from 8th grade, I had the largest cap size. But but we just had a book ending MLK.
Yes.
In Chicago, unlike anywhere else in the country, we have the real history with Dr. Martin Luther King, because we still have Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson, the last person on the balcony with the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. So he was with us in rare form yesterday for the Rainbow Push Excel scholarship breakfast.
Yep.
And Friday, our mayor, Brandon Johnson did. I've supported the mayor's MLK event for years, but he had a great program. And for anybody saying, with all the challenges that he's taken as a new mayor, he did check on all that's been going on, how he's addressing immigration, how he's addressing everything. He had Smokey Norfolk as the singer. He had Judge Mathis, Greg Mathis, who spoke a lot of truth as the keynote speaker. But yesterday, in the frigid weather, we still had record turnout. Rainbow Push Excel took the breakfast to Apostolic Church of God, and it was a great lineup. And one of the honorees yesterday was UNCF, And but the whole message, the press conference was Save Our Children. And Reverend Jeanette Wilson had 3 points, but it was mental health, it was all the social service needs, the homelessness, and also the financing and the funding of education.
Mm-hmm.
So tying all of that together, the United Negro College Fund was one of the honorees, and our guest today is definitely a sister partner across the board, Lisa Rollins.
Woo, woo, woo.
And when we say we have strategic partners, Lisa has been just a phenomenal fundraiser, but a phenomenal advocate for education. So, Lisa, welcome.
Welcome.
But we got real big, exciting news. We sort of alluded to it, but Senator Maddie Hunter has always brought home the bacon. She brought home the bacon for the breast cancer ticket for a cure. And when the legislation was expired, she renewed it. But she has brought home the bacon for education and the UNCF ticket. So Lisa, welcome. You got like a long list we got to cover.
Welcome.
Being honored yesterday.
Yes.
Fred Mitchell was there accepting. You also have a big event coming up this Friday with the suburban schools, but 80 years for UNCF this year, and you got a bingo ticket, so go for it. Okay. Go for it.
So we are celebrating in 2024. UNCF turns 80, and that means 80 years of representing the underrepresented.
Wow.
80 years of changing the trajectory of people's lives. We do know from our research that a single college graduate can raise their family from lower middle class to middle to upper middle class.
Wow.
So that's how important education is.
That's one single college graduate can change the whole dynamic.
Change the trajectory of their entire family.
That's amazing.
But think about it. If it's 80 years, and we talk about when did Blacks start graduating from college? So 80 years ago, when you were getting Black doctors out of, in schools where they couldn't necessarily go, that's a lot. What was it like 80 years ago? Fast forward to today, and you're not just Black colleges.
Exactly.
You're not just Black colleges.
No, we don't just support our 37 member institutions. We don't just support our HBCUs. We go where the donor wants us to go. So, for example, if you want to start a scholarship, most people put with preference to an HBCU or any other accredited 2 or 4 year university. And so that's why on January 2nd, under Senator Hunter's guidance, UNCF is a participant on the bingo lottery ticket.
Woo, 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 woo.
That's great.
I don't think people really understand how huge that is, and if you could speak to that.
Yeah, so for $5, you can win $200,000, but more importantly, there are 9 other special interest groups among UNCF, but we are the first education group to receive this honor. We are looking to at least receive a minimum of $1 million, but the saying goes, the more you buy, the more we have to give out. This money is amazing because guess what? You have to graduate from high school in Illinois, but you don't have to go to college here.
Wow.
So you can apply, and based on we'll have criteria for people who currently receive the Pell Grant. We'll have some money for people who aren't eligible for a Pell Grant. We'll also have money available for people who are in graduate school or professional school. So if you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, we'll also have some funding for you. So this is huge.
That is major.
I love the bingo ticket. I always have loved the bingo ticket.
Now, for you saints out there talking about, I ain't gambling. Listen, half of y'all got lottery tickets in your purse and your wallet anyway. Listen, I like the bingo ticket.
I love the meaning behind the bingo ticket. So for all of you who have never played, it's time now. It's time to play. Get out there, get your $5, and guess what? You can count that as a gift.
And you know what? Don't just buy it, because you know what I used to do? God rest my grandmother's soul. She loved scratch-offs, and I would buy her bingo tickets for her birthday, Christmas, $20, $40, $50 worth, and she loved it. So if you don't, buy it for someone you know that loves the scratch-off, and then you support UNCF.
That's right. You're playing with a purpose. That's trademarked by the Illinois Lottery. And would you please invite me back so I can talk about the Purpose Project, which is what we're naming our scholarships for the state here of Illinois.
Well, consider this your invitation.
All right, all right. Okay. And the second thing, or maybe even the first, is Friday night out in Tinley Park at the Convention Center. We are doing the Investing in Our Future Scholarship Gala with the Superintendent's Commission on Demographics and Diversity. These are 37 superintendents across the south and west suburbs who are coming together to support education. And last year was our first event. We had 900 people. This year we have 900 people and counting. Yes, you can still get tickets. So you can go to www.uncf.Chicago and there'll be more information about that ticket. But I want to talk about this and tell you how important this really is. So last year, for the first year, we raised over $210,000.
Wow.
But the commission turned around and gave out $90,000 in scholarships, up from $25,000 the current year.
Wow.
So we were able to help them increase their scholarships threefold with that one event. And this year, we're hoping to raise over $200,000 again to send even more students to college.
That's amazing. You know, from $25,000 to $90,000.
That's incredible.
And what is the group? Because when you look at the power of our policymakers, I think Illinois leads the charge of the nation. So what is the group? 37?
Yes, it's the Superintendent's Commission on Demographics and Diversity. And they are spread across the south and the west suburbs. And they are not all minority superintendents. There are people in there who just want to make sure that equity is reached across the suburbs and educating our children, and that more opportunities are available. And not just that, so that they have people that look like them that are encouraging them to be successful.
And Dr. Blondean Davis
is the head of it. And she, Dr. Davis and Dr. Johnny Thomas from Rich District 227, they have taken the charge of this again, and they have been wonderful leaders. And if you come out Friday night, there will be a surprise. Everybody will get one. If you're smart enough, you can probably figure out what I'm talking about. But also we have the Chicago Cats.
Look, I feel slow. I'm like, what is this? What we giving out? Well, listen, Lisa, first I just want to say, UNCF throws the best events in this country, probably. But if you're smart, and Tamara mentioned something to me on the side, and this is what I was going to say. Going to a gala it's about one, supporting the cause, right? Sometimes we think we just got to go to every gala. You got to be very strategic too. Now, if you're in a space where you want to be connected with school systems, education, and you're going to have 37 superintendents in the room, I think it would be wise to invest in these tickets to A, support UNCF, but B, network, because galas are about networking opportunities.
And we're also honoring the Illinois Black Caucus for their work in supporting the passing of this ticket. We are the first state in the country to pass a ticket for education in UNCF. And 100% of the proceeds will go to students that live and graduated from high school here in Illinois.
And Illinois is leading the charge for equity. And it's so important that you're honoring the Black Caucus, because they made history when they had their 4-pillar legislation. Absolutely. And Maddie Hunter led the pillar with Camille Lilly on the healthcare, but they talked about all this lending, this predatory lending. They've done health. Donald Dew just did his event, his second annual health equity event, recognizing we have to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
So that equity piece is huge. So this is great that the Illinois Black Caucus will be honored. Who else are you honoring on Friday?
Just them. Just the Illinois.
That's enough.
That's enough, because we still want people to have fun, but we do want you to come out, because we know the number one reason people do not go to college or stay in college is finance.
Yeah.
And so we need to be able to help them. And we also know that $5,000 is the magic number that it takes to change a student's life. They need a scholarship of a minimum of $5,000.
Wow.
That does not mean you people who give scholarships for less than $5 don't stop giving them.
Right.
Because every penny helps. And the one thing I do want to say, and I want you to say, yay, that's great for validation, but I don't want you to say we have too much money. Last Thursday, UNCF received its largest unrestricted gift of $100 million.
Wow. Wow.
It's the largest unrestricted gift our organization has ever received. But don't you stop giving, because I just told you that.
Right.
We have more than enough need for people who still need to go to school.
So we have a $300 million gap. So $100 million is good.
Yes.
But we can't stop there because there's something called midway funding. Like you go to college, you might get the scholarships ahead of time. But midway you got to stop, and all that that you were promised that you had when you entered college is now stunted because you don't have the funds to finish college.
That's exactly correct. And most people that stop and sit out and say, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to work, they don't come back.
They don't go back. I just saw a young lady on social media yesterday put up, I just want everyone to know that effective immediately, I won't be able to finish law school. And it was a financial issue that caused her to not be able to finish.
And that's why UNCF
have her call me.
I will.
Just so we can tell her to hold out, because listen, okay, let me stop you all right now before you start getting it. Does everybody who applies for a scholarship receive it? No, they don't.
Right.
But you have to know where to apply, what to apply, and when to apply.
Yep.
And where do they do that?
At uncf.org/scholarships.
Where, what, and when?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to apply. And the other thing I want you parents, especially I'm talking to you out there, when your children have dreams of going to this certain particular school and you have that dream for them, I encourage you to have them open their minds, because my number one question I ask the parents and students is, do you want to go to the school that you're dying to go to? That's your number one choice? Or do you want to go to school debt free? Go where the money is.
That's the one you should be dying to go to.
Some people not though.
Because Tamara, don't you and I both still know people who still paying for their student loans?
Baby.
Well into their 50s and 60s.
Well into. And you know what? When you have a scholarship, that's like grant money, y'all. That's free 99. You don't have to pay it back. So we definitely want to encourage you to go to uncf.org/scholarship, because like you said, it's the when, what, where, and how to apply.
Absolutely. We put different scholarships up weekly.
And you help get to the finish line, because I've worked with UNCF for years since you've been there, and Fred Mitchell has been there. But you help get to the finish line, because that last year where folks may not be able to graduate, you have a special focus to get folks to the finish line.
We do. We have an emergency assistance fund, and our Project Purpose here in Illinois will also have a percentage of the dollars that are for emergencies for the students. If they have to get back home because of a family member, if they're suffering from food insecurity, there are so many reasons that kids drop out of school. Not that we can address 100% of them, but listen, $1 million is a good start.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got 5 on it, you get a little further than you were.
I got 5 on it. No, every little bit helps, and that's in education. There was a study out. If most families just made an extra $250 a month, it would have saved them from losing their home. So these small dollars make major impacts. And what the UNCF is doing, especially the Chicago branch, is amazing, Lisa. You guys are killing the game.
Let me tell you, it must be doing something. This is my 3rd time coming back, and I'm not leaving anymore. They're stuck with me for life. But I keep coming back because this is my passion.
Yes.
And you've helped raise funds for everybody, from breast cancer to the Salvation Army.
United Way, I have. But this is where my heart lies.
Nice.
Well, Lisa, why? Because like Winona says, you've done it in different arenas, and you've been different places, and you keep coming back. I understand it's your calling, but why UNCF?
So I was a student, and I wanted to go to Howard University, and I thought it was my dad, but I found out it was my mom. Good choice. If you know your kids, I'd probably still be in DC with no degree. But I attended Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida, founded by a strong woman by the name of Mary McLeod Bethune.
Yeah.
Dr. Bethune started Bethune-Cookman College with 5 little girls, $1.50, and faith in God. When you go to Bethune-Cookman College, the first song you learn is "What a Fellowship, What a Joy Divine."
Wow.
And the motto is "You enter to learn and depart to serve." I don't think I could have had a better experience anywhere. I also was a recipient of UNCF dollars at that school. I still really didn't know what UNCF did while I was in college. But when the opportunity opened up here and I did my research, I was like, that's just like home to me. Why did I leave? Because that'll be a good question if you're so committed. People in the organization, I'm so transparent. When you're young and not as mature as I am now, you change, and young folks listen to this. Sometimes you change work environments like you change clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have to do is learn how to work within that environment if it's something you believe in, because nothing is perfect. So I absolutely 100% believe in the mission of UNCF.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's a great story.
It is.
Full
and so
circle.
many people are benefiting from your passion.
Yes, and I have a young man, Kari Armstrong. I'm giving you a shout out. Kari went to Howard and graduate school 100% free. He and his mother worked and applied for scholarships, but this is the best part of this story. Kari now is employed by UNCF.
Oh,
Wow.
And I just got chills when I said it. He was so proud to be able to tell me that he was coming back to work for UNCF. And I am ecstatic. He is my full circle moment of the day.
That is amazing.
That's great. And you're working closer with Rainbow Push and Push Excel. Yes. And that's so important because when you look at the history of all the scholarships and support they give and the different relationships they have, one of the stories I just heard that was great, Athena Williams and her daughter was one of the Toyota Scholarship Fellows as a result of Rainbow Push.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
She just said, Kehlani just went back, to Texas for her latest job with Toyota. They follow through, they get jobs. So it's not just getting them to college or getting them through college, but it's making sure that career link is there.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was actually talking with some people from organizations, and I belong to several, but who give scholarships out. And they were actually saying that they've had trouble finding qualified people to apply for their scholarships. So not soon, but one of the things I would like to work on is a local database for organizations to say, you know what, we had these 10 kids, but we couldn't award all of them. Can we send you these scholarships and maybe talk to you? Because I just think we have to talk to each other. We have scholarships available, but not enough people, and not enough people that know about the scholarships. So we just have to do a better job.
And bridge those gaps, yes.
And look at the pipeline from your small kids
from Premier to
Premier.
Well, let me just say that college starts in preschool.
There you go.
And when you have that college-bound mindset, it starts at a good preschool.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking for a good preschool, check out Premier Child Care. No, it is. As a new parent, you see what you have to do developmentally early on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm paying attention to that. And so shout out to all three of you ladies for, just everything that you do. Tamara with the babies, Lisa with the big babies, and Winona with the big babies.
With the big babies and the big bank.
Yes.
With the businesses. And next week we'll have St. Josephina Academy on because they have a lot going on in that pipeline to make sure that we have the high schools feeding into the colleges and the colleges feeding into careers. So we will look forward to having them.
We're going to make big impact in 2024.
More in 2024.
Big impact. Outpour and more in 2024. Listen.
Before we go, though, I just want to say something to the people who think the legislators don't do anything. This is an example.
Policy.
Senator Maddie Hunter and the Black Caucus are examples of what they can do together with the community behind them, galvanizing and putting them in locomotion. Now, one of the 300 new laws is that teen voters will be able to pre-register at 16 and 17 years old. So don't discount them, because they will be impacting who is doing what next.
I like to learn more about that because I want to see what the impact of pre-registering is. But we'll talk about that more later this week, believers. Make sure you get your tickets to Investing in Our Future Scholarship Gala. It's going down January the 19th at the Tinley Park Convention Center. Go to uncf.org/Chicago for more information. You don't want to meet us there, beat us there. Listen.
Get those bingo tickets.
Get those bingo.
Wait, listen, it's supposed to be 25 degrees.
Oh, man. Pull out your
You're
talking about a whole 45-degree turn.
Yes, listen. And you know, when we about to make a 45-degree turn up out of here because we are out of time, but we are never out of content. Shout out to UNCF for the great work that they're doing. Shout out to Rainbow Push and Push Excel. And shout out to Win-Win Communications and Community Chatter. And shout out to the Brunch Bunch for making it happen. Believers, we encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Tell someone that you do know that you love them. Love will begin to spread like a wildfire. Tamara Fair on the air. I love you.
I love you, Action Jackson.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love y'all. Up next is AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the afternoon drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. I did that.
You did that, y'all. Thank you so much. Hope to see you there Friday. It's definitely going to be a game-changing event. You definitely don't want to miss it. Even if you have to put on boots, you can put a bag together, put your sandals or your heels in it, and come on through. All right, that's uncf.org/Chicago.
Listen, support UNCF because we heard they're doing great stuff.
Yes.
And if you're free and you need to be in the room if you need an audience of 37 superintendents, the Illinois Black Caucus as senators, state reps, you'd be crazy not to be in the room this Friday the 19th. Don't meet us there. Beat us there. See you all tomorrow.